Hey folks, welcome to Market Intraday Analysis by InTheMoneyStocks.com, your leaders in pure technical analysis, avoiding all that Wall Street hype. Today, Thursday, July 30th, 2009. Well, we're seeing a monstrous update on Wall Street today, folks. In fact, the bond results from the auction are just due out now. You're seeing a little bit of a preliminary reaction to that as the markets are beginning to move higher here. We'll have to see how that plays out, but right now the auction results should be being released, and we should get our little bit of hands on those in a minute here. So nonetheless, good spike up. That's telling us initially that we may have a little bit of a positive result here on that auction. We'll see if it lasts. It could be just preliminary. Now, what you have seen today is a monstrous up move, guys. General Electric upgraded. A bunch of different things here, really on the positive side. Very, very good for the markets. The market's reacting, but it was all told to us yesterday. I can't tell you how much it was an obvious indicator that this market was going to see a big update today by the way the market was yesterday. Now, I want to show you exactly how I knew that. Why in the Research Center premium video last night did I say there was a decent to high probability that you would see an up move in the markets, alright? And I'm going to show you exactly right now. Now, that bond result is out, folks. The market is moving up very, very nicely on that. And you can see the expectations yesterday and the day before were very, very ugly. And going into today, basically very ugly on the side of expectations for the bond auction. That helped lower kind of the expectations, if you will, for the auction. Therefore, very easy to beat those expectations. And today, they sure enough, of course, coming in beating. It's very predictable how the market works, guys. Can't tell you enough how easy it is to predict this market. Remember, when you have a couple things prior, it's going to build expectations one way or the other. That means whatever comes later on will have an easier time reacting to it, possibly beating it if the previous things have been negative. Alright, it brings everyone's expectations down to the negative side. The market reacts right now. You can see the reaction. Boom, right to the upside. A beautiful move. Now, how did I know, again, that the market had a good possibility of making a move? How come we released this to our premium subscribers yesterday? Well, take a look at 97 yesterday. 97, the market continued to hammer on this level. Now, this 97 level on the SPY had been hit 2 days ago, in fact, right here, and a beautiful bounce off and then the buy program into the close. Yesterday, you hit it 5 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you could not break it. Now, when there's too many sellers or when there's too many buyers, and in this case, when the sellers try to push the market down and break a key level and it fails multiple times, meaning 5, 6 times, that's telling you right away that eventually the sellers are going to get tired of trying to break down and they're going to throw up their hands in the air and say, forget this, I can't do this, it's not working. They're going to back away, buyers take over and push. Now, the beauty of it was that reinforced the opposition, or at least the idea that this market was going to rally today, was the fact that off of the fake breakdown here, multiple times the kind of the miscommunication here where the market tried to break down and it couldn't, you know, the failed breakdown pattern, what you had was a buy program again for the 4th consecutive day. Look at this, guys. I'm going to go back every day this week. Look at this. Every day this week. Here's Monday, right? Up, boom. All right, here's the next day. Buy program into the close, boom. Here's the next day. Boom. And then today, look at today, or yesterday, excuse me, yesterday right here. So again, you're going actually back as far as last Friday. Every day, buy program into the close. Yesterday was the most dramatic. So the fact of the matter was that the market hit this low, hit this low, hit this low, didn't fail to break, it failed to break down. That's telling you that the buyers are going to win out on this battle. The weak sellers are getting too tired. Buy program enforces that by squeezing the shorts. Shorts continue to cover here into the close. Shorts are out there in panic mode. What happens today? Massive gap up and a big push. Look at the size of this move this morning, going right up to one of our master trend lines. And again, if you were in the Research Center, if you have the Research Center for our premium subscribers, you knew this line was in existence. And I'm going to go over that tonight in tonight's video and show exactly how you knew the market was going to that. That was a key level to be possibly shorted against, even though it was a tough short nonetheless because of the power of the move. But if you were going purely by technical trend lines, you could have shorted that. And then you had a nice pullback, and we're actually having a good fade here, guys. Good initial pop, but the market is fading back down. So far, you could actually make a case for a bearish pattern development here, but it's a little too early to know. You know, again, the fact that this market is kind of going in this direction, and I'm going to show you this right now. You had a down move, and then you're starting to go sideways, slightly up. As long as you don't break up on this candle, if this candle ends here, if it pushes up, it's going to negate it. But if you end right here, you could make a case for a little bit of a pullback this afternoon. But in all fairness, even if we were to pull back a little more, who's to say there's not a buy program lurking? All right, whoever's propping up this market, folks, is doing an amazing job of it. Best job of propping I've ever seen in my life, and I mean that seriously in all the years that I've traded, and that is unbelievable. They continue to show these buy programs. Look at this, buy program, closing every day at the highs or near the highs of the day, and it just does not let the market break down. Buy program. Every day I go back, I can show it to you. Buy program to the close. All right, constant stuff going on here. All right, and all the way back until really last Thursday. Last Thursday it didn't happen. You actually sold off a little. That was when the market was still iffy here against the double top. Once we took out this double top, going back to the 98 level or so, then it was off to the races there on this market. Market's starting to inch up again. So again, it really depends on what this candle does, whether or not it's going to end up being a bearish pattern or we're going to negate it on this candle. A lot will be said in the next probably 3 or 4 minutes here of the day. Dow's up 150, folks. Monster move on this market, I'll tell you. NASDAQ eclipsed the 2,000 level. That could be a psychological resistance level. Once it gets through, it could pull back underneath. In fact, it has pulled back underneath after piercing 2,000. You can see the even number play, which we're famous for, has worked very well on that NASDAQ trade too. S&P's up 17, NASDAQ's up 26 on the day. But again, watch this here, guys. The other thing I want to focus on here that I think is kind of interesting, look at this rollover in the SMH, the semiconductors today. Look at that rollover. A nice gap up, and semis rolled over. We called a bounce play in the chat room today. It was a beautiful one, but the fact of the matter is that's an ugly rollover. Look at Intel. All right, same thing with Intel. Very, very interesting stuff here, guys, going on. Very, very interesting stuff. Intel, look at the fall on Intel. Granted, it's getting a big bounce now, but there's some very interesting things going on here. Now, last but not least, quickly touch on this. Nice push up on this candle off that bond auction. Bond auction is out of the way. After this pop in volume should get lighter for the rest of the day as things are pretty much done. But look at the push up again, guys, off the decent kind of bond auction results here. All right, that's all for today. Have a wonderful Thursday. We'll talk to you all tomorrow. Come join the chat room. Come join the research center. You can visit us on at inthemoneystocks.com, inthemoneystocks.com. Take care.